Welcome back, the grade 12 physical science learners and the teachers. One exciting section again. We are focusing on problem solving in chemical properties, which involves reactions. Remember, we said in organic molecules, either question 2, question 3, question 4, we encourage learners and teachers to make sure that at least before answering any questions, make sure that you analyze the question first. You can analyze and make sense out of that question. Possibly you will get the correct answers. We have got a question here, which is coming from the latest papers. I think it's a 2023 June paper, senior certificate. If you can look at this one, it says, study the following incomplete equation for organic reaction 1 and 2. Compounds P and Q are organic compounds and T is an inorganic compound. We know that they are an inorganic compound. Now reaction 1, it's having a haloalkane. We can see this is haloalkane. If we use the naming, the methyl is at carbon number 2 and bromine is at carbon number 2. When there is a tie, then we normally go for alphabet in this case, because both the substituents, they weigh the same according to examination guideline. Now this will be we'll start numbering from this side. 1, 2, carbon number 2 is bromine, and carbon number 3 there's methyl. Then it will be obviously 2 bromo and then 2 methyl. The number of carbon atoms 1, 2, 3, 4, therefore butane. That is the name of this compound. Sodium hydroxide, we know that, remember, haloalkanes can undergo 2 reactions, one with dilute sodium hydroxide, dilutes from base, and one with concentrated. Once it's concentrated, we know that this is elimination. One of the reaction conditions also will need strong heat here, and therefore if it's elimination, P becomes an alkene. If it's alkene, and we are even given here is a major product, being a major product, therefore we'll have to follow the rules. So Br will be eliminated with this hydrogen. Therefore we'll have now 2-methyl but2-ene. This is an alkene, which is 2-methyl but2-ene. Yes, 2-methyl but2-ene, that is P, and N may Br. Obviously H becomes water. Remember, in elimination, if the reactions are 2, the products will be more than 2. Yes, we have got 3 products here. This reaction becomes an elimination reaction. That is number 1, elimination. Fine. Number 2. In number 2, we check there's a carboxylic acid, which is ethanoic acid, with compound Q, and then forms butyl ethanoate. We know that compound Q must be an alcohol, and according to this one, now if it's butyl, therefore the alcohol will have 4 carbon atoms. Remember, esters, the rule in the esterification, which is the reaction here, esterification, the rule is that esters are formed from primary alcohol. Therefore compound Q will be now butane 1-ol. Butane 1-ol. Fine. We need concentrated sulfuric acid as a reaction condition here, and heat, gently heat. Fine. Now we can answer questions now. After having analyzed this, then we can answer questions. Let's check. Question number 4.1.1, they say for reaction 1, write down the following type of reaction. We said it's elimination. Then quickly, we have already analyzed, then this is elimination. Get the 1 mark there. 4.1.2, they say now write down the UPEC name of P. We have already done that. We said P is 2-methyl but H2 in. That is the advantage of analyzing. When you're going to answer questions, you flow very fast because you are investing on that. And it also really reminds you of some concepts. Name or formula of compound T. We know that compound T, the name is water, or the formula, you can just say H2O. But you just have to mention one. We go for reaction 2 in 4.1.4. Reaction 2, they say to us, write down 2 reaction conditions. Remember, in reaction 2 it says it's esterification, therefore there are 2 reaction conditions, which is concentrated sulfuric acid and water. Sorry, concentrated sulfuric acid and gentle heat. Just say heat if you don't know whether it's gentle, but you can just write the gentle heat if you know, or just say moderate heat. So fine. Question 4.1.5. 1.5. They say to us, write down the structural formula of compound Q. Remember I said compound Q is butane 1-ol according to our analysis. Therefore we are writing butane 1-ol. Therefore you have to have connect 4 carbon atoms, and the OH is at carbon number 1. Therefore the rest of the remaining bond will be for hydrogens. So every carbon should be surrounded by 4 bonds, not less, not more. Done with question 4.1. Let's go to 4.2. 4.2, they say to us, the cracking of a long chain hydrocarbon C10H22 takes place in a test tube. This is cracking, is elimination, as shown below. Now they say 2 straight chain organic compound X and Y are produced. Remember, one of the 2 will be an alkene because it's cracking, is elimination. In test tube A, according to the following balance equation. Yes, this is balance, maths, fine. State the function of aluminum oxide. We know any unusual substance in organic molecules, then in this case it will be just serving one purpose, will be a catalyst. Obviously that's your 4.2.1. it's a catalyst, but what is the function of the catalyst? Therefore it will be to speed up the reaction rate. Speed up reaction rate, or some can say lowers the activation energy. Others can say it provides alternative path with lower activation energy. So that will be perfect. Yes. 4.2.2, they say to us the organic compound X and Y are now passed through bromine water. Remember, bromine water is brown in color. Yes, at room temperature in test tube B. In this case, yes, in test tube B, you can see after they've been produced from test tube A. Only compound X reacts with the bromine water. Remember, we said one of the 2 products is an alkene, another one is an alkane, obvious. Therefore, which one is reactive between alkene and alkane? So obviously it will be an alkene. Therefore, it means that the bromine will react with alkene. Therefore, in simple terms, X is an alkene. So fine. Then, apart from the gas bubbles being formed, state another observation, observable change in test tube B. Remember, when bubble bromine, this one an organic, in this case compound, which is in a gaseous form through the bromine solution, which is brown. Therefore, we expect the solution now to changes from brown to colorless. Yeah, you can even say solution changes from brown to colorless Others can say the solution decolorizes. Solution decolorizes. Decolorizes. That one also is correct. Fine. Next one, they say to us, write down the type of reaction that takes place. Remember, when alkene react with bromine, obviously the type of reaction here will be addition. The alkene, it can undergo only one reaction, that is addition. Therefore, this will be the case, addition reaction. Or one can even say it's a halogenation, and then one can even say it's bromination. This is also allowed, bromination. Thanks. And then we go to 4.2.4. Write down the molecular formula of Z. It's not, we know that X is an alkene. Therefore, what will be Z? In this one, we need to apply mathematics. Mathematics 2x plus Z. Now we can start with the lowest alkene. If X, that is 4.2.4, if X is C2H4, if we use maths, then this is cracking, remember. Therefore, this one must have 8 carbon atoms. So not 8. This will be 2 times this one is 4. This one will have 6. And then hydrogens will be 14. That is the first part. So Z can be C6H14. Or if this one now is no longer C2H4, is C3H6, therefore the number here will be 6. Therefore this one must have 4. It will be C4H10. If this one now is C4H8, 2 times 4 is 8. Therefore this one now must have 2 carbon atoms, will be C2H6. So Z can be any one of these 3 according to this one. So it was just a bit of maths here. Many options, an advantage to learners. Yes. Last question, they say write down the structural formula of X. Now you can see that we have already alluded to that one, to say X, the simplest structural formula of X will be ethene, just to say C2H4. This is the structural formula. But in this case, remember that it will depend what is your question in 4.2.4. If your answer was C6H14, this will be correct. If your answer was C4H10, therefore you will have to write C3 now. C3 in this case, propene. You have to write propene now. You don't have the option there. You have to write propene. Fine. And then if your answer is this one, then this one must be C4. Then you will have to now write but but there will be 2 there. C4 can be 2, remember. You can have but 1 in or but 2 in. So that is how wide was this question when coming to this one. It was based on the answer from the previous question. So that is the case. That is the case. That is the case. Yeah, I think that's how we end this one. Very interesting question. Very good. And learners were getting, I think, around 17 marks out of this question. So, which was very good. So, thanks a lot. And I hope you gained a lot of insight in this, that it's very possible here to please make sure that every time when you approach a question, 2 question, 3 question, 4 in organic molecules, start by analyzing, especially where the table or a flow diagram is given. Analyze that. Once you analyze, then it will simplify your answering in the questions that follow. So with those words, until we meet again, thanks a lot and good luck in your studies.